Hello and welcome to Critical Questions, the antidote to lockdown boredom. I've trawled the internet for the best, worst, most interesting and ridiculous dumb questions I can find. And with any luck, my guests will be able to answer all of them. Today we have got Julie LaVoice.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hi.
BadTemperedBadger.
Hello.
Beth from Mindful of Health.
Hi guys.
Manda. And Jenny.
Good morning.
How are you all doing this very, very far too warm morning here?
Well, when you introduced me, I jerked my hand to wave and spilled coffee all down my leg. So I'm fine, I'm not burned. But it's a bit weird, and now I feel sticky and weird. But it's okay. We can press on.
I'm sure that...
Julie, that is not the first time
that's what I was thinking.
somebody on Dave's stream has felt sticky and weird.
No, it's not.
I got to it first, Dave.
I always feel weird, and I sometimes feel sticky.
You're not shocked, Badger. Should have went with Honey Badger.
Well done, Beth.
I thought with Honey Badger, I'd always feel sticky.
Exactly. They don't give a fuck.
They don't.
Same.
Maybe. Right, we shall do the first question.
Okay.
So soon.
Yes.
Because, honey.
Wait, I'd like to point out that Dave and Badger are outnumbered today. So I feel alone now. You guys. Just saying.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nope.
I'm going to turn my volume up just to compensate.
It's okay, I can out British you.
Gotta be a little bit bigger, huh, Dave? Turn the volume up.
Right. Question 572.
Oh God.
Would you rather be able to see through walls or get an all expenses paid first class trip to Madagascar?
See through walls.
First class trip to see lemurs. I don't want to see shit through walls. I don't want to know what other people are doing.
You can see lemurs through walls.
No, they're not here. Well, maybe at the zoo.
You wouldn't have to go in, you could just look through the wall.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
could see
Say
through
on the
walls,
zoo
then you'd know for
property.
sure if you had to be at the zoo to see one. There could be one next door.
And you could be
Never
rich
know,
because you
can't
could
see
just
through
make
walls.
money off of seeing through walls. So
And then you
could
could
afford to
pay
go to
for your
Madagascar
own
whenever you
expenses
wanted.
to Madagascar to see the lemurs.
You could win bar bets forever.
Is making money by seeing through walls blackmail?
No,
'Cause that's
but it
what
might
it
be
sounds
No.
like.
no, it might be unethical, but it's not blackmail.
No, it's
It depends on what method you use to make the money.
I was thinking more like a cool party trick.
How exactly would you make money off of that?
Bar bets.
You bet people.
Oh, yeah.
You
I
could
bet you
people.
I know how much money you've got in your hand.
Maybe.
You could also blackmail people.
You could. You could see what they're up to.
Badger.
I mean, just walk into a nightclub toilet.
I'd rather not.
No, thank you. Good. No.
No.
I'd rather not. And not
I did
because
that
I-
enough in my 20s. I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'd rather not do that, and not because I can see through walls. I just don't like nightclubs.
You could become a magician and actually do.
Can I
But
turn
that would
the
be your
walls
one
in-
and only trick, though. Like,
Thank you.
putting
Have you
something
seen
up
what
on the-
mentalists do? And they do
You
it
could apply it
without.
in a lot of different ways.
What? Say again?
Yeah, but the
We're just like, woo.
I I'm going to go ahead and assume Dave wants to see through walls because you seem to be really on the side of this.
No,
It's
I
really
go the other way.
defending it.
I'm just arguing against you. I go the other way. I go for the Madagascar.
Me too. You know why? Because I need to get the fuck out of here. I don't care if it's for a week. I'm going. So,
Sure, just ditch me, Amanda. Just ditch me. Leave me here. It's fine.
I
I'd
spent a
pick
lot of
walls.
summers in Georgia, Amanda. I feel you. It's fine.
Just go to
And I
Madagascar
live
and,
in
then go
Tennessee.
native once you get there.
Beth, you pick the same thing. We'll go together.
Oh! Let's go then.
That's awesome.
There you go. Nerdy points
And
out you
walls.
could
Just
work
need
Able to
if,
see through walls.
if you could see
Are you
through
gonna
walls, you could get a job as a spy.
Are you
Oh,
gonna
but
leave Math Pig?
Yeah. You can go if you
Hearing.
want.
He's not here. He doesn't get a ticket.
but if we choose Madagascar, we can retrace some of Darwin's steps from the origin of species. How cool would that be?
Yeah. So let's get the fuck out
I
here.
would pick walls because if I went to Madagascar, it would be like going to Georgia. Who wants to go down to Georgia and get all hot and sticky?
She's in Georgia
I
and all hot and sticky.
Here, so it doesn't matter.
I live in Tennessee. Hot and sticky is just a fact of life.
Yeah.
Here.
That's why I
Well,
live in
Madagascar.
Now we're to hot and sticky. Why is everything sticky today? And second of all, Amanda, I'm probably gonna get a tweet or something on Discord in a minute that says "back off." B. Anyways,
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
don't have a flag that says Uber Alles. You don't have.
He
to-
is
you
distracted
have to pay
elsewhere.
attention to her.
Yeah.
You've got an hour.
Yeah, we got a bit. He's down by the river, so.
See, Madagascar's cool and all, and there's lemurs and stuff. But if I can see through walls, then when someone rings the doorbell, I can see if I want to answer before I go to the door.
I just
They
don't
have-
answer.
Wait. I have to investigate
Or
this.
people
Badger,
are-
they have those.
Anything?
have you
Yeah.
ever wanted to answer the door?
No.
For certain
When
people,
pizza's coming, yes.
There are these things.
Called
For
people.
certain
no,
people,
no.
I'm willing to answer the door.
No,
They
you
let
get
you
one of
see
those.
through
you
walls.
Get one of those Wi-Fi things or those Bluetooth things.
Yeah, but if
Actually, we have one of those too.
I don't have a
on your
peephole, I have a door with stupid windows. So if I just if I just see through walls, then I can just go, oh look, it's someone I don't want to see, which is most people. So I will just not go near the door and just they can fuck off.
Well, I have a doorbell camera and it upstairs with a window right above it, so I can look out even if I can't get into the camera right away. So
And where does the tub of oil go?
what?
Do you not have a tub of boiling oil?
Badger, you're.
I'm staying
yeah.
out as well.
Well, there's a little bit of a slope of a roof right above
On the roof.
the front door, so it goes right there.
Sun heats it. Right.
I
It
have
works fine.
no reason to open my window for anyone or open my door for anyone I'm not expecting. So if somebody just shows up, I don't have to unlock my door for that person. That's
It's the
It
same
seems
with a
like a
phone
waste of
call.
a trip to Madagascar, just so you can see through your door.
Where do they keep meerkats? Are they in Madagascar too?
They're in Africa, I thought.
oh
Yeah, that
meerkats.
direction.
I'm not sure. I should know this.
Yeah.
I'm not-
I've
I know
wanted
that-
to bring meerkats over here and colonize them out in like the West and see who's tougher, prairie dogs or meerkats.
Yeah.
I go with meerkats.
Are
would too.
prairie dogs matriarchal?
Yeah, and they're meteor.
Where?
Oh, really?
Well, they sure
Are
look
they?
meteor.
Meerkats are.
No,
What?
prairie dogs. They look like they have a lot more meat on them.
What about you, Dave? So you're going to Madagascar then?
Oh, I'm going to Madagascar.
Cool beans.
Bye.
See ya. I'm going now.
Bye.
Question
I like
573. What part of Madagascar has Dave gone to?
I've never been to
Oh, Dave.
Madagascar.
Dave,
Right,
I meant
so
to
then-
ask you the tickets to Madagascar. How long are they there? Or how long are you there for?
Oh, only a couple of weeks.
Oh, a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how you guys do vacation over there, but over here, that's a long time. I'll go to Madagascar then.
Yeah.
How hot is Madagascar?
2 whole weeks vacation. Holy shit!
How hot is Madagascar?
I don't care.
I don't know of any ski slopes in Madagascar, so.
Okay, Dave, how
That'd be
hot
pretty.
is it in England right now?
Well, in this room right now, it's 23 degrees.
Yeah, you see, it's already too hot in England, so I think Madagascar, it might be too much.
I mean, I'm seriously considering moving to
Well,
Scotland.
Oh,
I think
my
beautiful.
Right.
dream.
Can I say something here?
No.
I lived in
No.
Tucson. You assholes don't know hot. It was 115 degrees on a normal basis during the summer.
Yeah, we've no idea
Thank
what that
you,
is.
Hannah.
We've absolutely
You
no
have-
idea what that means.
God damn it,
Really
you're making
fucking
me hurt
hot.
this shit, aren't you?
See, this is the
haven't-
problem.
you haven't known-
I think if I lived in any, I think if I lived where anyone else on this panel apart from Dave lived, I would die just because of the heat.
Mama, you can't say that because you haven't met the preacher next door's wife. You don't know what hot is.
Did you just say creatures next door's wife?
By the way, Dave,
the
it is
preacher.
47 degrees.
47 degrees? That's fucking above human survivability for any length of time.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can survive it. It's not fun.
All right, let me put it this way:
Like,
I am
yeah.
incapable of sleeping above 28 degrees.
We just have really powerful air conditioners in Arizona. So,
Mm-hmm.
At the moment,
like, there's nowhere to
temperature
go
is
in
now-
Arizona that doesn't have one.
I have to have a
So
fan
how-
Yeah, it's called.
pointed
They're
at
called
me.
swamp coolers.
So, what
Yeah.
temperature is it in your house, Amanda?
I'm gonna go back to
This
some
is
gritty
hard
again.
stuff.
Right, I'll tell you what. Seraphim says Madagascar for her. Nerdy says you could be a
Hi,
black
Seraphim.
hat and look at everyone's passwords they've written down and then hack the world.
24, Badger.
20. It's still a bit hot for me.
Apparently, it's
What's that
18
in
degrees
Fahrenheit,
C in
Amanda?
Madagascar right now.
Oh,
Yeah, see, that's not bad at all.
is
Well,
Madagascar
nice.
Southern
18?
Hemisphere?
18
Yes,
degrees.
it's off the south coast. It's off the south coast of Africa. Well,
Oh, so
south.
it's winter at the moment.
Yes.
18 degrees is about
Oh, what can I-
65.
Yeah,
Can the trip
beautiful.
to Madagascar be in the summer in the Northern Hemisphere?
Oh.
No.
So that it's colder there.
Oh, sure. You can go to Libya in the
Oh, that's nice.
in the summer.
I do
Then I
like
can see
lemurs.
lemurs and still not be too hot.
Okay, if I can
Amanda's
go in
got a
the dead of
conversion
winter.
chart on her phone, just so she can have good conversations with MathPig. Wait a minute.
Usually for my
35
job, I can't always do it on the top of my head, so. But yeah,
There
that's
you go.
cool.
Willie says it's 19 degrees in Scotland.
Well, that's
So are you
that's
going to
pretty nice.
Scotland,
It's like
Dave?
67.
Yes, but I got to go further north. I'm going to end up in the bloody islands.
See, 19 degrees is kind of on the upper end of my comfortable temperature range.
76, 77.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's not
66,
that.
67.
How is that? That's cold for me. If I go out in 19 degrees Celsius, I'm fucking wearing a sweater.
Your body adjusts, and I hadn't realised quite how much until we had a really hot day last year. Yeah, we had
We
like
went-
20 degrees all for several weeks, and I was dying, absolute death. And then we had a day where it went up to 28. And that day absolutely killed me. And it went down to 20 degrees the next day for the next few weeks.
that
And after
sounds
that
awesome.
day, the 20 degrees, I was absolutely fine. No longer had a problem with it. But it took the 28
Feels
degree
so
day.
good.
It took the 28 degree day for my body to adjust.
I was at a track meet for Angel. It was like a year and a half ago, and it was about the same temperature, about 20 degrees Celsius. And I fucking froze. Like, it started off in the sun, so it was a little warmer. Then it went down to 70, which is about 20 degrees. And so I went to my car looking for anything I could to find to like cover myself up with because I was fucking freezing. So
It's the most annoying thing about using a
7?
wheelchair
Wow.
is how cold
Okay.
you get because you're not moving.
Everyone's different.
yeah.
Oh no, I've done it wrong.
I'm also
What have you done
severely
wrong?
anemic too, so that doesn't help.
No.
That will have a lot. That will have a huge anemia. Will have a huge effect on your ability to handle extreme temperatures. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What have you done,
And
Badger?
that's not your fault.
I put a plant in the wrong place in my video thing.
Uh-huh.
You never like actually pay attention to what we're doing here, do you?
No. To be fair, I have to.
Badger,
Wait
how dare
there. To be fair, I have to repeat the questions more often to you, Manda.
I'm not distracted today. He's not here.
I should point out that because of the format of this thing, I have to stop myself just kind of trying to poke my nose into every little hole in the conversation, because otherwise I either don't say anything or I say too much. So I'm distracting myself so that I can actually just not completely fuck up the entire thing.
I like the idea of poking your nose into a little hole and stuff.
Yeah, I understand the brewing concept. That's cool.
I have the snoz for it, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, next question. Wait,
right.
did everybody answer? Did Dave answer? I don't even know.
I'm picking seeing through
Yes.
walls.
Janine, did you get to answer?
Yeah, he's in Madagascar.
We're all going on holiday
I
to
was
Madagascar.
Madagascar.
We're having a party.
Yeah,
I was
except Badger.
changing.
Except Badger. He's just going to watch from outside.
I just want to know if
That's
Inside.
fine. I'll be able to see everything.
That tracks.
Then I'll be able to come around to your house, Dave, and I'll see
Yeah.
which room you're in, and I'll go in a different one.
And it just got weird. Okay.
yeah.
It just got weird.
Have you not heard Badger's threats?
I have, and I was fine with it until that moment, and then it was like, ooh. I still love your voice,
Just
though.
got
Badger.
weird.
Well, the
Right.
last one I did was I'm going to paint Nerdy's house pink.
I think that's amazing. Prank ward, let's do it. I'll
He's
fly
gotta pay
over
for
there
the
and help
paint,
you.
Are you watching the chat, Badger?
I'm putting the paint on his account.
I'm watching the chat. And Badger, your nose just got booped.
He doesn't like it.
Where is the chat?
Okay, no unconsensual
Boop,
virtual touching, guys, in the chat. Come on, that's not cool. I realize it's virtual, but still.
Chat, you have
Only enthusiastically consented to touching.
chat has
Apparently-
permission to boop any part of me they want anytime.
There you go. Got you now, Nerdy.
Ah, that's weird.
I booped you
apparent-
with more rows.
Apparently, Madagascar is shit. You should all go to Cleveland.
Well, and Cass says that the during the hottest season, the max
Cleveland.
temperature is 90 or 32 degrees Celsius, which isn't that fucking bad at all.
No.
So
It was 86, 88, 86 or 88 the other day here, 2 days ago.
Do they have lemurs?
So
You
yeah.
ever think your country might be uninhabitable?
yeah. Our country,
Parts of it.
Yes.
Florida,
Draw me a
definitely, but
But the
for
good-
various reasons beyond the climate. So
Why did
Oh, apparently
But
I
the
can't-
good thing is,
What's that?
What,
See, I
Jenny?
reckon that America is it's wrong.
It's wrong. About what?
Yeah.
these days particularly?
Lots of things.
Yeah, lots of things, but specifically that you can live in the temperature that it is.
you can live in a bunch of different temperatures. I've lived in a bunch of different temperatures and climates in this country.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you're just
Apparently,
jealous. It's
can have,
all
like,
fucking
70
rainy and bleak in your country. Fuck that.
It's not. It's been literally sunny for weeks.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay.
I'm missing the winter.
That's because the Gulf Stream is going away. And you guys are going to be plunged into
Yeah, and that's the reason.
desolate
It's also
winter.
the reason why
You're
we're
going to become
having
like Iceland.
fires
Oh,
in Florida this year too. Is because the problem with the Gulf Stream, which is changing
Oh, holy
because of
oh,
climate
weeks.
change, motherfuckers. So
wow.
I want to know. I want to know.
run it
When-
around.
I want to know when the stats come out.
Hmm.
How big an increase in temperature we've had because of the
Oh,
virus.
fuck.
In worldwide temperature, we've dropped emissions by 17% in the last 3 months. Right now, CO2 emissions.
When 9/11, we
Oh, I
had
bet.
9/11, we had a 1.5 degree increase in temperature by grounding the flights for 3 weeks
Why would it increase
Why?
in temperature? That doesn't make sense.
because the soot adds to global dimming.
Yeah, okay, that's true. But
I mean, it's only going to be a temporary fluctuation, but
right now, it's not just about less flights. It's about businesses that are shutting down, people driving less cars. But the issue is not that it's going to stay this way. The problem is that once stuff gets going again, the businesses and things are going to go into overtime to make up for what they lost, and we will get that 17% back. Maybe not the whole 17% right away, but close. And then it'll balance out and go back to what it was before anyway.
I mean, I do love the fact that if we stopped all our sooty industries, we're screwed.
No.
Yeah, in the short term, we are.
In the short term,
we would have to aerosolize something.
In the short term, you're right about the difference in soot, but in the long term, you're talking about the amount of actual CO2 emissions being placed into the air. Which,
but water is a greater greenhouse gas. Water is a greater greenhouse gas, and the soot increases the amount of water in the atmosphere.
What has this got to do?
I don't know why I'm arguing with Manda about this. She generally knows far more than me.
It's too fucking early in the morning.
Yeah, that's a bad idea, Dave.
I was just letting you go, Dave.
I
was staying out of it.
My question.
Go on.
I wanted to know if there's meerkats in Cleveland.
I don't know.
See?
Why ever go to Cleveland? I have no idea. Give me a good
we were
reason.
just told don't go to Madagascar and go to Cleveland.
I know.
To be fair, I misread what he wrote. He said Cleveland, not Cleveland.
Yeah, what the fuck is Cleveland?
It's near Blackpool. In the UK.
I've never heard of that either.
You never heard of Blackpool?
Oh,
cool.
Blackpool is famous. It has a tower.
Probably better than Cleveland.
Oh. No. I have heard of Blackpool. I'm sorry.
I went to school with a guy who would...
What?
I went to school with a guy who would never fucking shut up about Blackpool. So,
It's not very nice.
Yes.
It had Blackpool
I've been on
Illuminations
streams
are
with a guy
famous.
that'll never shut the fuck up about canon Star Wars.
Yeah, well, Disney is not canon, and now that it's been introduced, we will be talking about that.
Okay, now we're moving on. Dave.
It's the schematics,
Dave,
man.
next question, Dave.
Next question.
nice shirt.
It just
Dave.
occurred to me, I have vengeance to wreak upon Badger.
Why?
In the form of a duel, by any chance?
In the form of a duel, no.
Yeah, but what if you didn't?
What if I didn't?
Oh, I think I know what he's doing.
Right.
Dave.
Yeah?
Next time we have a discussion.
You see how he introduced me yesterday?
Yes, you were a cow.
No, I missed the very beginning.
You were a very pretty cow, Dave. I made you lovely and fluffy and blow dry and beautiful.
You were a lovely, red Highland Scottish cow.
Yes. Right, before
I
I move
won't
on
be
to
so nice next time I cower you, Dave.
Why are the cows red? Does the meat show through?
No. They're just shaggier than the cows that live in warmer climates because it's cold there, and their hair tends to be red.
Right, before we move on to the next question, I have to point out something that Nerdy said earlier.
Oh,
Okay.
dear.
Apparently, 1 Brit is equal to at least 4 Americans.
Fuck off, Nerdy. I will fight you. I will fight you on that.
It depends on the Americans.
Thank you, Amanda.
I mean, I'll say certain people, yes. Hell, I know people that live in the UK that are worth 50 Americans I know. But some of us are actually fucking decent people with brains, so fuck all the way off, is what I'm saying.
Yep. And please don't judge us by our leader.
Yes. God, no.
Or
Voted
we'll judge you
against,
by yours.
I'm
Apparently
really
one-
hoping that hydroxychloroquine and cocaine have a pact that kill people. Just say it.
But I don't believe for a second that he's taking it.
I don't know. I'm starting to think he's dumb enough to just be like, yeah, I like this, and I'm pushing it. So I don't know. At first, I thought he was full of shit, but now I think he might be.
He's a
actually
salesman.
Is it-
He's just trying to sell it.
Is
he
it
didn't sell it
dangerous?
very well when he was like, well, they asked him why, what's your basis for taking it? How have you heard about it? He's like, oh, well, I've gotten a lot of good phone calls about it. Like, how is that a good salesman?
Yeah. He lies about everything, but I kind of hope he is taking it.
Because somebody as shallow and ignorant and stupid and Trumpish as he is, something like that would sway him. You know, this is the kind of guy who buys stuff off of TV ads.
Yeah.
Didn't his daughter do exactly the same thing he complained about Hillary doing?
Oh, yes. And apparently she then turned around and said that she didn't know it was illegal. At which point I said, even his daughter doesn't listen to him.
Ignorance of the law does not exempt you from the law.
No. And the point is I don't think it was necessarily wrong for Hillary to do it at that point in time. Whereas the amount of fuss that's been made about it since, I don't think you can justify it in any sane way.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Apparently Stool says 1 Brit plus 1 yogurt is greater than 4 Americans.
I disagree, respectfully.
I have yogurt in the fridge, so I'm good.
So you're good.
Let's see. I just want to mention 1941 to 1945. Never mind. Let's go on.
Fair. No, that's fair.
I hate to break it to you, the war started in 39.
Yeah. I was actually thinking it's fair because we arrived so late. I did not catch your drift, Jenny. I'm sorry.
Some butthead named Winston said that don't worry, one of us is worth 4 of you, so we stayed home.
Next question.
We win again.
You win again.
Yeah, you're surrounded by girls and Americans today, Dave. So.
Right. Question
This is why he
507.
invites me, just so he can't get out the oh, fuck it.
So I've got someone that can speak coherently.
Wow. Just wow.
Have you
Dave.
heard him talk? Right, question.
Next fucking question.
I'm trying!
Sorry.
Question
Dave,
570.
what's the question?
I need something to remember. I need a buzzer that I press and it goes buzz and it shocks Badger. And Manda doesn't giggle.
Animal cruelty there, you'll get done.
Gone.
Sorry.
You're listening? I don't believe you. Right, question 573. What is your favourite oxide?
Oh, that's
Nitrogen peroxide? That's an appropriate answer.
Take my answer, Julie.
I passed history by 3 points in high school, and that was only because my teacher didn't want to have to deal with me next year. I don't even know.
You got an answer in by going quick.
Yep.
That was always my logic.
That's my theory.
you got
Beth.
3 extra points because you have pretty handwriting.
Oh, I do not. It's hideous.
I'd say iron. It's pretty.
See, iron was going to be my answer.
Yeah.
Bessie?
I would say aluminium.
Aluminium.
That's 2. I'm done. That's all I got. I don't know shit about science. You always ask these ridiculously stupid questions that are easy to answer, and then you bring up a science question when I get on here, Dave. Thanks, Dave.
It's your fault, Dave.
The thing that would be worse for me would be sports.
Sports. You want a sports question?
No.
I'll introduce more sports
No, I do
questions.
not.
You don't even want a
Please,
sports
no.
question, Dave.
Sportscast,
Say again?
Sure.
You don't even want a sports question, Dave. You don't know
I
dick
don't
about
mind.
sports.
I don't mind asking sports questions.
Yeah, but you have to answer them.
Yeah, I'll do it when you're not here.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everyone. I gave him an idea. I apologize.
It's okay as long as he does it when I'm not here. It's fine.
Who won the 1979 Baseball Super Bowl.
Oh, fuck you. I was a year old. Fuck
Mannheim.
you.
Is the baseball
That's
not
my
Super
answer.
Bowl? Arsenal,
I don't care.
apparently.
Series.
It's the World
My
Series.
answer is fuck you. That's my answer.
Manchester Union.
Apparently it was Arsenal.
The Pittsburgh Pirates, by the way.
They were in the Super Bowl?
It wasn't a
Ooh.
fucking Super Bowl. It's a World Series.
I want
Super
to
I
know.
was waiting. I was waiting.
Nerdy, right, back to the question. Nerdy says milk oxide. What the hell is milk oxide?
Not a
Probably made
thing.
it up.
Not a thing.
Not a
Sam-
thing. I think he made it up.
Sammy said zinc. I don't.
No, well,
Zinc oxide?
Sammy,
Yeah,
do you
it's
have
great to
a
keep you from getting a
suntan
sunburn on your nose. Yeah.
Seraphim says water. That's a clever answer.
You
issue?
motherfucker! I was going to say
I picked aluminum oxide. Do you know what that is?
Bauxite.
that.
Yes, it's bauxite. Yes, fine. But what it's used for is aluminum oxide.
Well, if you use it with
Ah,
iron oxide, it gets really fun.
well, yeah, actually,
All right.
you can
I'm
use
explaining what
aluminum
milk
oxide
oxide
to
is.
vanquish iron oxide.
And make thermite.
Yeah, you could do that
I
too.
got two answers.
Go on.
There's one that well, carbon dioxide's pretty cool.
Hmm? Got its problems though. Get a bad rep recently.
I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to see the Manda face.
Hmm.
My actual answer is silicon dioxide.
I mean, the thing is, though, as bad as it is, we wouldn't have a planet. We wouldn't have life if we didn't have carbon dioxide. So
No.
All right, carbon
entirely.
monoxide then. Fuck it.
That's lethal.
I like stuff that kills people.
Like stuff that kills people.
No, see, the question is about oxides, not monoxides. Monoxides are different than oxides. You can't confuse them and throw
it's
one
not-
into the other's category.
It's not nearly as lethal as the
Got
hydrogen monoxide.
oxygen.
What?
Julie looks upset.
I'm sorry. It's fine. It was like it was the I like things that kill a lot of people. I was like, okay, great. No, it's fine. It's fine. So this is for fun. This is all satire.
It's
No
very
mass
much so.
murders are planned. It's all good.
And
Right.
Aluminum oxide is sandpaper.
Yeah, I'm going with silicon dioxide because quartz is pretty.
This quartz is
Ooh,
pretty.
quartz is pretty. I agree.
Touche.
I like pink quartz. Have you
Oh,
seen pink quartz?
yeah, rose quartz. It's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I like the one. Does rose quartz change colour? We used to get them here. We used to get quartz that went between pink and grey, based on the humidity.
That's possible. I did not take enough geology in college to tell you for sure.
Yeah, Seraphim says dihydrogen oxide kills.
It does.
I've actually seen a thing where they talked about that they jokingly I can't remember what
It had
it
a
was.
petition to get it banned.
Yeah, that's what it was, the petition. And there were actual politicians that were like, yes, we need to stop dihydrogen oxide. Fucking
Man,
idiot.
it's like that's water, you dumbass motherfucker. Jesus.
But it kills hundreds of people every year.
Well, sure, if you're
Yes, it
drowning.
does.
Did you know that out of all the people that consume hydrogen oxide, very few of them live past 100?
I know.
Mm. Right.
Starbucks puts it in your coffee to dilute it.
You do.
Jesus.
I've got some.
Yeah, I hear they
Hydrogen
heat it
oxide right
as
here.
well. Oh, careful with that! No!
Yeah, Seraphim says
Don't
it's like.
do it.
Should we be teaching Arabic numbers in school?
Yes.
I saw
yes.
that too.
Yes.
Too.
Let's
I like
never
that
go
one.
back.
I like that one. The number of people that said no. Why are we teaching? They don't know.
They don't even know. They don't know. They don't know that
That was
algebra
really
was
funny.
created. Oh God, it's so. Oh, so
Yeah.
much willful ignorance.
The word algebra it actually comes from yeah.
A guy.
Yeah.
It means something like filling in the blanks or something like that.
Yes.
So,
And
yeah.
and yeah.
Apparently
From an
Lucy is
Arabic
here to
word.
perv on Beth.
Huh?
Apparently Lucy's turned up to perv on Beth.
Oh, hi, Lucy.
Don't make me jealous, Lucy. Don't.
She gets vicious.
I do.
It's vicious. Oh crap! I've completely lost my train of thought. I was going to post back.
Fuck me.
I suspect
keep
that
saying
was
Into
that.
my
Australia.
world, Dave.
Right. Let's do the next question. Question 574. Would you rather be stranded on an island alone or with the person you hate the most?
Alone.
Alone.
That's easy. That's real easy.
Gross. Alone.
I don't want to
Totally
ever commit
gross.
murder.
Alone. Yeah, exactly. What you just said. That's my exact point. I want to die before I kill anybody.
Mhm.
See, I feel the opposite
that's a
way because
Goal.
I don't think I would mind getting the opportunity to murder the person I hate the most. So I'm stuck on an island with them. Who the fuck's gonna stop me? So, I'm a
not
terrible
past it.
person, by the way.
And when you
Sorry.
say the person I hate the most, you mean a singular person I
Exactly.
hate the most,
Yes.
or all of them?
No, singular
No.
person.
You're not.
Oh, okay. That's also way different.
I'm not a pacifist, but I don't think there's anyone I actually hate enough to want to have the opportunity to murder them on an island. So, and I think I'd rather just spend the time on the island by myself.
The problem is
don't
I
know,
think if I was...
somebody thinks that well, maybe I'll work with this person. Everybody just goes straight to murder.
That's my point. I would take the person because I think I would be able to end up working with them.
You know, the person
Well,
I
the
hate
trouble
most
is I immediately thought.
he's
Oh.
very big and strong and tall. So, I mean, I could use him for a while before I kill him.
Oh, use him.
I mean, he
I'd-
could get the coconut for you.
I'd rather just be by myself.
I would
Me
want
too.
to know if they had a strap on.
Not in
Why
that
would it
way.
be a
Use
he?
him to build shit for me. That's
Why
what
would
I
it be a
meant.
he?
That's what
well,
I'm asking about
well,
the
in
strap
that
on.
You said who we hate most in the world, so
Yeah.
You all
for
hate
me,
men
it's a
the
he
most.
too.
You all hate
No,
men the
I
most.
No.
hate a specific
No, I hate a
man the most.
specific man.
Yes.
I hate a specific man more than I hate anyone else.
Uh-huh.
And a woman is actually a very close second for the two people on this earth that I hate the most.
I really can't think of
just
anyone
so
that
you
I
know.
hate at the moment. Oh wait, yes I can.
There
At
you
the
go.
end of the
I
day,
think
you
I
can
know
take
what you're
Trump
talking
if no one
about.
else.
Badger.
Whoever I would hate the most is 99% likelihood of being Republican or right wing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
No,
those people don't
useless.
give up. And if I'm stuck on an island with them, they're going to try and force me to be that way, and they're going to have to die. That's just the way it is.
Damn.
Seraphim
Jenny
says
turned
alone.
dark there.
Lucy says
the
alone
only
next.
person.
What?
The only person that comes to mind for person I hate the most right now is Ryan Johnson, and I don't even hate him that much. I just think he's bad at
You don't-
making
you don't-
films.
But you don't think you hate him enough that he would be good as slave labor? I mean, you could gag him.
No, I just don't want him there. I want the island to myself.
How are we convincing people of slave labor in this scenario?
Well, we're not. But I was just as an alternative to you people killing him, killing them.
Well, no.
You all
the
seem
thing
to
is,
want to
though-
fucking murder someone.
No. Hang on.
I
No,
do.
you didn't let me finish. The
America.
thing is that the person that I hate the most has tried to kill me and
Oh.
did not succeed. But on a desert island, he's way the fuck stronger than I am and way bigger than I am.
Then I would
And
definitely
he
go with
would.
not taking him.
So yeah, that's why I was like, nope, alone, I'm good. It's fine. I can be by myself. It's cool.
Yeah, there's no
Now,
one.
Julie, what
Oh,
you could do is find just the right spot for a traumatic brain injury, so they just turn dumb and happy, and then you can just have them do all the labor for you.
No.
That's
Okay, I
the
don't-
dollar
question got dark
strategy,
pretty
and it
quickly.
doesn't work.
It did.
So
I
I'm just
got
gonna
dark.
go with. I'm just gonna
I
go with.
respect what
There
you
is.
said, Beth, but that got dark. Wow.
I'm just gonna go with. There is no one. I'm gonna go with the sensible answer of there is no one that I hate enough to want to use the opportunity of being on a desert island with. So, and if I had to choose between just having a person with me and not, I'd rather not.
Fair enough. Donna
I
says
have never
alone.
seen a desert island. They all seem to have either they're all rock because they're like
Because
It's
it's
in the
not
middle
a
of nowhere.
desert
Or-
island.
No, it's a
deserted island.
deserted.
oh
If I could have a friendly Komodo dragon, though, that would be cool.
That'd be cool.
Oh,
they have, like,
no.
banana
You would have to
banana
hate it.
Touch
pie.
it because of the bacteria.
Yeah.
Nerdy says alone.
Okay.
simple.
Oh, in that case, Dave.
Yeah.
In that case, Dave, I hate really easy hot women.
Well, all of them.
I can't say that I concur, but all right.
That are gay. Just saying.
What do you mean?
I
okay.
We're bi.
really,
You
really
Thank
hate
you.
It's okay to have hetero hot
For
women.
the sake of this scenario, I really hate Battenberg.
A cargo plane loads worth of Battenberg.
Yes.
Yes.
Also the plane, because then I can go home afterwards. But I might not want to, so I want the plane to be an option, but I think I might just stay there and eat Battenberg.
Well, in that case, Badger, then I hate the army supply vehicles.
Mm.
You lot have got some
I think
weird
I'm going to
hates.
start. I think I'm going to start a cargo cult.
They are
Dave?
not allowed.
Dave,
Yeah,
answer.
I did.
You did?
I'd go with my worst enemy.
Oh
That's right, you
God,
did.
don't.
Okay. That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
'cause
went
he
laggy
says he
for a
can
second,
you
what
can
did
work
you
with
say?
them.
No, I think I can work together with them. I'm an
You don't
eternal
hate
optimist.
the way I hate Dave. You just don't.
No.
But I have specific reasons for hating, and you know that. So
Jeff says
Yeah,
I
you
would
froze.
Right.
I would sooner be stranded with someone I hate than be
I didn't
alone.
hear it.
I can put hatred aside in the interest of mutual survival. You see, Jeff is the only grown up here.
All right.
I have no desire to. Never mind. Oh shit! Shut up now.
See, I am
Yeah, well,
completely
I never
sensible.
really like- I
Dave.
never really liked Jeff
I can
much anyway,
literally
so.
just be. I can literally just be by myself for long periods and be perfectly happy.
Yes, I've no problem with being by myself for long periods, but when it comes to having to survive on a desert island, having another pair of hands is incredibly useful.
I've got the SAS survival guide. I'll be fine.
I'm going to find some animals that I'm going to befriend and help me after I murder this.
I don't know. Oh,
It's an
Friendly
island. They're going to
Komodo
have
dragon.
rodents, if anything. Rodents, maybe a lizard, maybe some bugs.
Hmm?
They're not going to find any animal on a deserted island.
Be talking to a soccer ball in like 3 weeks.
It was a volleyball.
And how long before you hate it?
Oh, I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Bond talking to Wilson.
I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. It was a volleyball. You're right.
Everybody always says it was a soccer
Who
ball. but
named
it
that
wasn't.
game, anyways?
And I took
And
offense
who
to
else
that.
cried
My
when he
mother was
lost
a
Wilson,
Wilson.
though? Like seriously, I did.
Well,
See, I would quite quickly I'd make a few things that I could talk to, and then I'd be fine. I wouldn't
Until
take
you just-
stupid risks like bloody Tom Hanks does. I'd just be there on the island, talking to my bush and Komodo dragon, or whatever. I'd personified to keep me company, and I just wouldn't need anybody else. I'd be fine.
You'd
Got the
take
be
SAS survival
Dead in a
guide.
week.
I've got an SAS survival guide, and I got a lot of pocket knives. I'll be fine.
What?
Okay.
Right, we should go for the next question. Oh. Yeah, from one murderous monster to another.
Amanda.
I didn't even murder anyone in this scenario.
Hey, are you referring to me as what the fuck?
Not me. That's what I was talking about.
Question 575. What do you consider to be the worst argument for God?
Oh, Pascal's wager.
Oh God. Hold
That's
on.
the worst one in my book.
All right.
I don't think that's an argument for God.
Yeah, it is. It's the Pascal's wager is the well, you might as well pretend that you believed in case you're wrong. It's the what if I'm wrong argument, and like as
Well,
if
yeah,
an
it's an
omnipotent
argument.
being
It's not
couldn't
a-
tell the
it's-
difference.
But it's not proof.
No. The question was which is the worst argument for God?
Argument.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry.
So Pascal's wager, in my opinion, is
Okay.
the worst argument. Now there are lots of bad arguments for God, but that's the one that
That's a
that
I
pretty
think
really
the worst
terrible
one
is-
is. I think
It
the worst
grinds
one
my
is the
gears.
Bible.
Watchmakers.
What?
Yeah.
Watchmakers.
Watchmakers.
Watchmaker. You know.
I'll tell you the worst argument I've heard.
Go on.
Believe you know you do. It's written in my book that you know.
Ugh.
Yeah, the Bible.
I'm not groaning at you, Badger. I'm groaning at the argument. I get it. I hate that one.
The insanity of a
So,
circular
Julie-
argument is annoying beyond belief. How come
Jeff
these
says.
people need to have a dent put in their brain?
Jeff says, Momma Atheist, I have a message for you from Mathpig, but I don't know what it means. He says buzz buzz.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Let me look
my
at
God.
So Julie, my response to that argument is this. I always say to them, so you have an all-loving God? And they say, absolutely. And you have an all-forgiving God? Absolutely. So why should I waste my life chasing something I'm not sure about or pretty much just don't believe if at the end of it, if I say, oh, I'm sorry, he's going to forgive me and let me in anyways. So why am I going to waste my
There
life
you
doing
go.
that?
Yeah, precisely.
Just saying.
No, I agree. I agree.
If that's what you're saying, then I don't have to go to church and read the Bible and pray all the time and do all that because I'll get in anyways.
I've read the Bible more as an atheist than I ever did as a Christian, and it's irritating.
See, and that is just
That's more fun.
That is just so insane to me, Julie. You know, if
I
you're
know.
an atheist, why even bother trying to defend being an atheist? Because why should I have to defend against something I don't even think exists?
Yeah.
you shouldn't. You shouldn't. It's just
And
that
I know.
Why
I
don't
come
you
from
believe in
very
Voldemort?
religious people, so if I can't meet them where they're at, then there's no further. I mean, I can't. I'm not going to convert my evangelical siblings and my Catholic parents away from their religion. I don't see that happening.
I'm just
But,
gonna sit there and laugh
if
my
I
ass
can't,
off.
if I can't even talk to them about it, then it no ground to stand on, as it were.
Right. And that's the other half of my argument is I always say, what if, because they say, what if you're wrong, which starts that. So I always say, what if you're wrong and you just wasted most of your life
Yes.
chasing something that's not real and you're laying there on your deathbed going, oh shit, what did I just do with my life?
You wasted your life on. I mean, they are wasting their lives. I mean, I have a nice spreadsheet for Pascal's wager, which lists about the 30 major religions and whether or not they've all got a hell and whether or not you're going to go to hell for not believing. And I mostly give that to people that don't that try and Pascal wager me.
Tell me one that doesn't
Yeah,
have health.
religion is just a way to control the population and make them do stuff you want. That's all religion is. Indoctrinated bullshit.
Yeah. Seraphim says
Yeah,
Pascal's wager.
necessarily-
Look
I
at
don't
the
agree
trees.
with that either, because anybody in power wants the masses to bend down and have sex with them, and religion doesn't allow for that stuff.
No religion does allow for that.
It does.
Yeah, not in the teachings of it, but within the framework of the structure that it creates, it puts its leaders above it.
Oh.
They only have to be seen to be a certain way. It is completely acceptable for them to.
Or even worse, what did I not do?
Well, then slap my ass and call me Jesus.
If that's your thing, someone might do it.
If you slap Jesus' ass, would it heal your leprosy?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
I was hoping for hemorrhoids, but
Sammy says argument from design. Jeff says press up apologetics is the worst argument. Doc says if God doesn't exist, then whose dick is up my arse? I don't recall that one. That's a new one on me.
That's a pretty good argument.
Okay.
So,
I'm just going to go with every argument is ridiculous.
It is.
Yeah. And I said it in the chat, but now that I'm not lagging anymore, I do want to say, Jenny, like, no, you are under no obligation to read any sacred text or bullshit. Like, that life is too fucking short. Like,
Yes.
don't,
yeah,
don't worry
I'm-
about it.
If it
I'm
wasn't
very happy
fun,
about that
I wouldn't be
because
doing it.
I never was intending on learning to read, so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great if you're an insomniac.
Yeah, there's that.
I'll be right back.
I don't know. Some of it's very exciting.
Well, and then some of it is like it refers to other books that are lost or whatever, and they're like, and the War of the Five Kings happened at the slime pits of Sadim. How freaking cool is that? But that's in this other book. So now let's go back to Moses doing nothing. It's like what? What? But I want to know about that. That's all like.
I want to know why it
and
doesn't
shit.
say that Moses is made up.
Moses is really silly.
Yes. IQ just has the best answer there. Any argument that doesn't admit any uncertainty. I think that's what I object to the most. That they could be wrong. But
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but isn't there? They're wandering around in the desert for 40 years. Now they're on like a trade route between two places.
yeah.
In theory.
And they've only got to go several hundred miles.
And it's like a week's walk.
Yeah. But
And now it's just somebody said they were. I can't remember if this is in the Bible or not because I haven't read that bit for like ages. But somebody said they were following like a pillar of fire.
Yes, because at that point, Yahweh was like, okay, I'll send you smoke by day and fire by night so you can follow me. And Yahweh was like a Babylonian god. He was like one of many.
Basically,
And-
GPS is much better now.
Yeah.
Surely they
and
must
that-
have realised, like after like a year, that the fire wasn't going the right way.
one would think. And
But,
yeah,
but it couldn't not go the right way. The length of the line, they would have fucking come back on themselves.
yes, no, Dave is absolutely right. If they had simply linked hands, the number of people purported in Exodus to have escaped slavery in Egypt, if they had linked hands, the first person would have been at their destination while the last person was still at the Red Sea. Like that is
It's a
thing.
giant.
And there's no
What?
I was just gonna say, and there's no archaeological evidence that
anything.
this huge mass of people wandered about in this area for 40 years, which there would be had that happened.
And that's-
with the
it
area
would- the
that
only
they
alternative-
would have had to go around in circles so many times they'd be dizzy.
The only alternative is a god planet-sized game of Snake.
Kind of, yeah.
You
See, the game of Snake I know you play in the bedroom, so I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Okay, that might be one of the worst.
Yeah,
one
he
of the
always
worst
a
arguments.
douchebag.
That might be one of the worst arguments that I've heard. That whole affair, but one of the worst arguments that I've heard trying to pretend that happened was yeah, well, the Egyptians wouldn't have recorded it because it's embarrassing for them, and none of the other kingdoms around there would have recorded it because they didn't see it. They didn't see the entire fucking nation of Israel walking around in the desert on a trade route for 40 years, following a pillar of fire.
No one, not one.
And that right there, Badger, what you guys are talking about, is exactly why what my brother says makes more sense to me than anything that's Christian religion. Because there's no evidence that any of it happened.
Yeah.
That's been one of my arguments this entire time. And for somebody to say, well, it hasn't happened yet, I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting. That's the most interesting thing I've heard about religion since I was 6.
I can't believe that no one else saw the fire dealie, and would they have been curious enough to?
Yeah, okay.
Police
I
called the
have a
fire
much
department?
bigger problem than that. I have a much bigger problem. If we're going down things that other people didn't see, yeah, I want to know why no other person in history, or of that time, no Romans, no Jews, nothing, recorded all the fuckers coming out of the graves, all the zombies all over Jerusalem, wandering around, having meals with people.
There you
No
go.
one else wrote that down.
That's another one, yep.
I think it's quite funny that how old is the Earth according to the things, the crazy people?
6,000 years.
Okay, so how come how long into that was the flood?
3,000, I think.
Less than that.
Less than that, 2,000 maybe.
So presumably 4,000 years ago, roughly, the whole planet's supposed to have flooded.
Okay.
Yes.
Did the whole planet flood apart from most of the planet where other societies were living?
Well, the sane ones that accept the flood, say it's a local flood.
Well, yeah, because it happened on the Iraqi flood plain. So shocker that a lot of civilizations in that area have flood myths. It's a fucking flood plain. I live on one myself. I know what they're like.
Wait a second, Julie. Just a
sorry.
second. Let me make sure I understand you correctly here. Are you telling me that the evidence that all these stories are true is that a floodplain flooded?
Yes.
No, not at all. There was, and my point was that there was never a global flood. There may have been isolated floods, but there were civilizations that existed before the flood, the biblical flood, and after, and they kept records, and they have whole civilizations and monuments and things that date to before and after. It's stupid. Like, and I have relatives who believe in a global flood, and it's real frustrating to me that I can't. I'm like, but geology, and they're like,
can you
no.
please buy their kids tickets to natural history museums?
They're all grown. Most of them are grown.
Can they explain where all the damn water came from?
No. I mean, it's like God did it, period, full stop, and that's it.
That is one of the one things that I will say good about London is the Natural History Museum. It's got that nice sleepy dinosaur at the end, and it's pretty cool.
And excuse me, there are lots of things that are great about London. I mean, there are lots of things that are horrible about London.
Heathrow is fucking horrible.
Heathrow's not London, really.
No, but it's like that's the only part of London I got to see, unfortunately.
You know what? I think that just London disproves God.
So does Trump.
Yeah,
I think you're probably right.
New York.
I'm sorry, I went there. I'm sorry.
Okay, Pine Snake says, if creationism is true, then by the growth of the population after the flood, there would only have been around 250,000 population worldwide during Exodus.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I do like that they try and use fixed percentage population growth charts to try and prove their point to now.
Human existence disproves God.
It does. Right, we should move on. Mostly because I think we could keep on. I think we could stay on this question for another couple of hours.
For 2 years.
2 years.
See, this would be the time for a certain someone to show up, but he only shows up when we're talking about Star Wars.
He does. He turned up yesterday when we. He turned up yesterday during Atheist Jeopardy.
It's so inappropriate. Okay, don't.
Yeah.
Are you talking about asshole number 104?
Yes.
Oh, I had a little conversation with him last night too.
Did you?
Fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Who?
Arsehole 104.
Well, in chat, because he he called me sweetie, and I didn't very much like it, so kind of pissed me off a lot.
Who called you what?
Sweetie,
Oh,
but in a very condescending way, and it fucking
Like,
set
oh,
me off.
sweetie.
I
Yeah.
dare you to call me sweetie one more time, and he did, and then he got banned. So
oh what a shame.
Which is so condescending.
yeah, it really. If you don't know the person, I mean, I call my friend sweetie. It's fine, but if you don't know the person, especially a man to a woman, and you call them fucking sweetie, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. So.
Oh, honey, come on.
No, it's okay. We're friends. It's fine. But I'm not friends with asshole 104, so. Plus, he told me I was a bad influence on young women because I flip off theists, which I've never debated a theist on YouTube. Never. So, I don't know where he fucking got that from. And why? Sorry,
Yeah.
never mind.
How dare they say anybody is a bad influence?
It's like, oh,
Deep
sugar,
breath,
don't worry
man.
your
Deep breath.
I'm good.
pretty little head about it. It's bullshit. I hate it. Ugh. Okay, I'm done.
You're done.
Well, I'm not even
I'm
allowed
lagging.
in the same room with him, so
You're not.
there's nothing I can say about it.
I can maybe find you a theist to debate if you like.
No, I'm good. I'm a scientist. I don't debate theism. I'll talk about it, but I'm not going to debate it.
I know a couple of reasonable ones.
Is there such a thing?
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm good.
Honest ones are usually
Anyway,
deists.
moving on. Sorry. Didn't mean to bring that up. Go ahead, Dave.
Right. Next question.
Oh,
Go on.
good.
Oh, good. Okay.
No, I was
Question.
just mention that I'm a pervert on the very embodiment of everything they don't believe in.
You don't exist, clearly.
Exactly.
Question 577. I'm going to kick you, Badger. In the shin. Really hard. Question 577. Would you rather go bright purple when embarrassed, or sweat so much that you soak your clothes?
Purple.
Purple's my favorite color, so I'm good to go with purple.
Yeah.
I could go with the purple thing because I already sweat like a pig. So.
I'm covered in fur, it doesn't matter.
But your white, in the context of this, your white would go purple. Your white fur.
Oh, that'd be pretty though.
It would.
That could be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Try to just take a moment and visualize a purple snatch. It'd be kind of cool.
It's like those stuffed animals when you were little that changed color when you got them wet.
Oh
So.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Brainbug
You get
says purple.
embarrassed. Oh, never mind.
Go on.
No.
No. Seraphim says purple. Beth.
Well,
I
I,
would-
don't get
oh,
embarrassed
yeah.
easily, so I'm gonna go with purple because I would probably rarely be purple.
Well, okay. So what embarrasses you?
Not much, man. I don't think anything really. Oh, people complimenting me. That's the only thing that
complimenting you.
embarrasses me.
Aw.
Yeah. I'm not good with compliments at all.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What'd you say?
I said people complimenting me is the only thing
Oh.
that embarrasses me.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It's true.
Doc says, I already have Hydra.
I would go with the purple because then I would rhyme with orange.
Jev says, purple, no doubt. I sweat too much already. Doc says, I have hyperhidrosis, so I'll trade it for turning purple. Pine Snake says, how about purple sweat? Maybe I need to see a doctor.
Yeah, go to the doctor. If you're sweating purple,
Like
go to
now.
a doctor. Yeah. Jeez.
Right.
Dave?
Oh, purple. Every time.
What if,
Purple.
what if we adjust the scenario so that you have to choose between being embarrassed all the time or you sweat when you're purple?
How? Then you'd never be purple.
See, I found a loophole.
Yeah.
Complimented her.
I
No,
found a
you
loophole in
don't-
my made-up scenario.
Are we talking like Concord
Oh,
grape
Julie,
purple?
stop.
No, you haven't.
Or are we talking like
You
lavender
haven't.
purple?
But
Turn purple.
It's hard to answer without knowing the shade.
It bright.
I might not have anything. I might not have anything that goes with it.
That's a good point.
Most of my clothes are purple anyway, so purple or black works fine.
So can you pick the shade of purple?
No. The more embarrassed, the deeper.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Oh, so if I'm only a little bit embarrassed, I turn like a really shitty pale shade of purple.
A lilac.
Oh, I hadn't
Man,
thought
I
of
don't know
that.
if you
well,
I don't know if you want to pick purple because as much as Math Pig embarrasses you through messages while on a live stream, you pick purple all the time.
They even think there's something wrong with the white balance.
yeah, and the the justification for the answer is you can be embarrassed and people won't notice, but if you start
Robot.
sweating,
Robot.
I was hoping to get the answer.
R2D2.
Anyways.
Sorry, Julie.
Julie, open your eyes. There.
Oh no, not that look.
She's going purple.
Hey, it's been worse. One time she froze and she was like talking and she just got stuck there like
I hate
Yep.
when that happens.
Oh,
poor,
that's
poor
called the
Julie. I
okay.
know. That sucks.
God, it sucks so bad. Like I'm hearing like every fifth word sometimes, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know.
Okay, we're only hearing every fifth word from you too, so
I don't
Great.
know what's going on. I could hear all of it.
So
Aw,
Seraphim
Badger,
Hyde
I let
said,
you go.
"Domo arigato."
You're welcome very much, Seraphim Hyde. I don't know.
Julie
Is it
Roboto.
because I was roboting? Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Right. Next question, I think.
Fuck.
Question 578. Who owns your body after you die?
Science.
Science.
You mean
I'm
legally?
literally donating my body to science so they can have it and do whatever they want with it.
Amanda?
Same.
Oh, it's legally in America. I don't think I think your family does technically.
Well, that's
Your
fair.
next of kin.
She actually, yeah, you're right. You're right,
Unless-
Amanda. Because then, yeah, go ahead.
Then
Unless
why
you have, you purposefully do something like donating to science. But yeah, so
Yeah.
unless you
If the-
specifically state it in your will in America, your next of kin, closest next of kin owns your body after you die.
And in my
If the-
state, the really scary thing is it's your spouse, and then if you don't have a spouse, it's your parents, and then if you don't have parents who are living, it's your eldest sibling. And my eldest sibling and I do not get along. He's
I
a
don't get
climate
along
change
with my
denier.
parents. I don't get along with my siblings. I'm fucked. I'm not married, so
If you have a
Right?
son,
it should be my kid. Why is it not my
I
kid?
know.
Can you
And-
make
and that-
your kid
yeah.
in your will?
Yeah,
You
I
can't.
should
She
probably do
can.
that.
Seraphim
Yeah.
says the government. Brainbug says the porn industry. Not really sure.
That's fucking gross.
I should really rewrite my will because I realized shortly after I wrote it previously that the percentages do not add up.
Who owns your body, Badger?
Well, that depends on whether I got tuberculosis, doesn't it?
No.
What?
I don't
I
know.
don't get TB.
He's a badger.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Oh, right. Okay.
Jenny.
Well, I guess ultimately the Earth owns my body. Dust to dust, all that crap. But my question is, if my family owns it, why are they required to bury it? Couldn't they keep me at home in the freezer or something?
No,
Maybe?
that would be improper disposal of human remains in almost every state. I don't know where you
it's
live.
illegal.
but- Yeah, it's
Improper storage, actually, of
How-
remains.
Thank
How
you.
about,
Thank you.
how about if they were to freeze dry me like I'm sitting on a park bench feeding the squirrels or something? Couldn't they?
Can we taxidermy
Same idea.
stuff you?
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That-
And
There is
human
a-
taxidermy does not work.
Does it not?
No, it doesn't. It looks terrible and terrifying.
Wait there.
We do not.
Well,
We do not have a tough skin like animals.
Well, I
all
think
right,
the
well
problem.
then I want my body to go to Wendy's.
To Wendy.
I think
Who's
the
Wendy?
problem with human taxidermy is animals to humans don't have non-human animals don't tend to have recognizably different faces, whereas humans do.
Be right back.
So most animal taxidermy happens by putting a sort of a standard shaped artificial framework inside for that animal, which you can't really do with humans because they don't have standard shaped faces if you want them to look anything like your dearly departed grandmother.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays they could do X-rays or MRIs and 3D printing, so they could make those unique.
It's
Touche.
still, it's still the way our skin is. It still doesn't work because even it's not just the face. It's the body itself too. I've seen it done. It looks
Well, then they could just do
horrifying.
it from here up, and I could be wearing gloves.
Okay.
I don't want to know who you've been hanging out with, Manda. That's like, doing that. Don't want to be friends with them.
Well, I'm from Wisconsin, so there's Ed Gein, Jeffrey Dahmer, and probably some others we haven't learned about yet.
Right. Did anyone tell
Probably.
Badger? Did anyone tell Badger what Jeff said?
No.
Oh, let me look.
Disney
he
has
said so
bought.
many things. I don't know which one.
Disney has bought the rights to Badger's body.
Ooh.
Right, that's it. I'm taking Disney to the desert island.
The whole company.
When you said there was one
Oh,
person, I figured it was the chick that heads Disney. I can't fucking remember her name though. So, just saying.
And Doc says, I'm donating my body to science fiction, which to Disney. Because they make the science fiction now, apparently.
Ugh.
What
Dave,
about you, Dave?
Yeah.
throwing my laptop out of the window would be really expensive.
Yes. Don't do that.
Yes.
Post it to me,
Don't do
and
it.
I'll throw it out the window.
Can I just post it to you and you fix the keyboard instead?
Why did you break the keyboard?
It just broke. It needs a new keyboard.
You put a new.
Then get a
Okay.
new keyboard. They cost like 15 quid for an old laptop keyboard.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I that would be much easier, but for the sake of this scenario, I'm posting it to you.
Fair enough. Jenny,
You've already
people are
offered,
asking-
and I'm assuming you're paying for all of it.
No.
No.
Oh, what's the fucking point then?
Jenny, people are asking, could you be louder?
Okay, I will. Just as loud as I can be. I keep the microphone right here and see
But
if that does the
can
trick.
you put your arms behind your back too?
Oh God, don't do that.
I
1 foot in the air, right foot in the air.
No,
It is
Oh,
YouTube
stop
Twister.
I am
gone.
conscientiously objecting to this. Weird.
Right, to the next question, which is in some way
What I
relevant.
don't do for love.
Aww.
Oh.
We love you, Jenny. You don't have to contort yourself.
No. Question 579.
Torture is not mandatory.
Question 579. Should organ donation be compulsory?
Fuck yes.
Yes. Except in cases where it's not feasible. Like, for example, unfortunately, I'm a smoker, and so they won't take my organs, which makes me
Yeah,
very
but I mean,
sad.
they'll,
Yeah, but they
they'll
should do.
obviously pick. But I think
Yeah.
he means like, will they look and see?
Yes,
if they're usable?
I agree. Yeah, I agree, Amanda. I don't think you should have to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think you should have to have. I mean, I've got on my license it says I'm an organ donor. So if they can take, if there's skin they can take, if they can take, my mother had to have her corneas transplanted in both eyes. They can
Yep,
take those.
eyeballs.
I'm all for it. Like whatever they can take that will help somebody else. Once I'm done with it, I don't give a fuck. I won't be around to give a fuck. So yeah, I
That's
agree.
it on my license too. Right here.
Aw.
Here.
Very nice.
I'm a little
Same.
torn on this question.
Go on.
No, the other people go first while I consider it. My
Jenny?
brain's just had an aneurysm.
No.
If they're going to require compulsory donation, what's keeping them from requiring it of prisoners? And then how are we?
They're alive.
Yeah.
Well, there would that then to be argued that if this person is sentenced to death, do they have the option of saying, "Take me"? Or they're not sentenced to death, but they're sentenced to life in prison. Do they have the option of saying, "Take me and give my
I have
stuff out"?
I have some somewhat controversial opinions about that. I think you should be allowed, if you're given a life sentence, I think you should have the option to end your life anyway.
Yeah, the thing with that though is, it's not that I disagree with you, but it's actually more expensive to put a prisoner to death than to keep them for life.
Well, this is why
but
I
that's
think
only
you should
because
have
we
the
built
right to do it.
But that's only because we've built artificial walls
right.
between that and that. If you
Yeah.
make a pathway for that, that's not going to cost much more than the cost
No,
of the bullet.
I completely agree with Dave. I think it is, if like people that have like fucking 3 life sentences or whatever, and they know there's no fucking way they're getting out, they should be able to have that option. People should be able to have that option. Period.
Yeah, right. I completely agree. It's not just part of the prison system.
There's a cheaper way to do it. It's just one bullet, and it's a lot cheaper than all the medicine and doctor and just. Pew,
You fuck up a bullet though.
just saying. Huh?
You ever seen
How did we get? Wait! How did we get from trying to save people's lives through organ donation to discussing how we are going to execute them?
Preacher? You ever seen Preacher? Beth,
Huh?
have you ever seen the show Preacher?
No. I don't think
Okay.
so.
Check it out and you'll know what I'm talking about.
I'll reference it.
It's obviously ridiculous, but it's the same idea. There's a kid on it that tried to kill himself with a shotgun. It didn't work, but now his face just looks like a big asshole. So It's fucked up. It's really
shit.
fucked up.
What?
That
Yeah.
sucks, man.
But no, you can fuck up
Well,
a bullet
yeah, but
and then end up a vegetable or, brain damage for the rest of your life.
But I'm not talking about somebody commit.
Oh.
Sorry.
You were talking about suicide?
So about
No. I was talking about killing the prisoners so you can harvest their organs. You just shoot them in the head. It's cheaper than all this medicine and everything.
Love preacher.
It's like 35, 40 cents a bullet. I mean, why do we spend all that money?
Yeah,
But
but you want to
because-
use like
Kill them
a
anyways.
45
Just
In order to do,
I really
in
want
order
to take
do
this to a serious
organ-
place, and I don't
organ
need to.
donation.
That'll kill the fun.
Their brain has to actually be functioning for a certain amount of time beforehand. So
Right.
you can't harvest organs from a dead body. So
right.
just saying.
It's true.
And obviously, the fresher than yes, no. Right, Donna says yes to organ donation. I think everyone so far has said compulsory yes.
Right, I have a different opinion then.
Go on then.
No,
Why?
I think that it's a consent issue at that point. I think.
Why
that
is it a consent
should
issue
be-
to a piece of meat?
After you're
Because
dead.
the piece of meat was formerly a person.
Yeah, they're not
and
anymore.
has the right to decide what should be done with their remains after they become deceased.
Why?
Oh god damn it,
Because that's
Badger
what
has
we
a
do.
point.
Yeah, but why?
That's
However,
what we do.
However, I think it should be the default that it's a yes tick for organ donation, and if you care enough about it to not want that, you should be able to opt out. And I
That
think
is
if that was the
controllable.
default-
That is
I think
controllable
if that was the
by.
I think if that was the
religious nut
default,
jobs.
most people would not opt out.
I think religions will jump on it.
Well, of course they would, and actually that's what made me say Badger has a point, because I know my parents are Roman Catholic and they believe in organ donation, but at the same time they're also 77. They have heart conditions. They have other stuff going on. That they are not organ donors at this point,
Yeah, like
And-
for me personally,
and they want
I
to be
don't-
buried. So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what they want.
like for me personally, I don't give a shit really, because I'll be dead.
You see,
But
here's the
for some
problem.
people, that's
You're
a-
going to be
that's a whole
hard
big
pushed.
thing.
You're going to be hard pushed to justify that you get a say in what happens to your body after you're dead,
Why?
because you don't exist. Right now, you can
Well, then
play it. You can
how-
play it another way. No, you can play it another way. That your body then belongs to your family, and you can discuss it with your family, and your family can carry it on, and try and
then
obey your
how do you-
wishes.
But then how do you allow for people to do things like leave wills for what to do with their possessions? Because your body is the most intimate possession you have. If you
And
if
your
you can
will
decide
is
what
not.
happens to you,
Your will
if
is
you
not absolute. Now,
if you can decide what happens to your DVD collection, surely you can decide what happens to your body.
what happens to your DVD collection is down to people. They mostly liquidate them. This is the point. You don't actually get a say. You get to you can put on paper your wishes, and your assets will be divided up because the assets have to go somewhere, and someone will might try and honor your wishes. But there's no obligation. The only obligation
No,
is
but
that
people. Sorry, Dave.
go on. No, go on.
No, I was just gonna say, but people are often loath to go against someone's last wishes.
They are. I completely agree.
Yeah.
I think it should be exactly the same as any other possession, but that the default position should be that organs are open to donation if they are needed. And then if people care enough to opt out, they can, and I don't think most people will.
See, I'm not convinced that I don't. If you could offer me an alternative that would be in any way meaningful, I might agree. But I can't see any justification for non-compulsory. That's me.
I think they should take them regardless of anyone's wishes.
Well, this is what we're discussing.
That even right now. That
Mm.
let's say we need a big skin donation. How are you gonna know that guy's got a couple square feet of skin removed from his back?
Because that'll kill you.
Pigs.
And then
I agree that there is a problem there.
I don't agree in that sense. I think it's the same thing. I think if we're going to have personal autonomy in terms of things like wills and stuff like that, that applies in the same way to your body.
Would you like to know something that's very serendipitous
Go on.
that I did not know when writing this question? And I did not cut and paste. This is one I wrote. Apparently, the rules have changed in the UK today.
Today?
We are now opt-out.
Oh, cool. So I win, is what you're telling me.
I didn't even know that. I genuinely didn't know that.
Wow.
Well, we were opt-in until today.
A lot of stuff's got slipped through during the whole COVID, isn't it?
Well, I knew it was coming. I knew years ago it was up for discussion. Say again? Amanda?
The stuff that's getting slipped through, there's a lot of shit that's the shady ass GOP is slipping through here. So while we're all paying attention to our drugged up leader instead of what's actually going on. So
Jeff says, could we also introduce the rule to make terminally ill people stunt people in movies?
No.
Not sure how that's relevant.
If they want to, I don't see why not.
Actually, stunt people in films, like, they're very freaking proud of what they do.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they
And
are.
that's a hardcore profession.
Mhm.
And no. No.
I'm
take that away from
I'm on board if the people want to be stunt people.
Well, if you happen to be a stunt person and terminally ill, fine. But the thing is that takes training. That takes stage combat and film
Exactly.
stuff.
What is
That really
what is
depends
the
whether or not you
advantage?
expect to survive the stunt and or what the
what's the
stunt is.
advantage?
In the U.S.,
What-
it's illegal
what-
to even kill an animal for a movie. So we're not gonna, people have died making movies. That's absolutely true, but it's been accidental.
Yeah, but an animal can't give you informed consent that it wants to.
No, it can't, and that's. But also, like,
I think a people can.
I don't want to watch
What-
a snuff film, dude. What the fuck? What is wrong with you right now?
Wait a minute.
I'm not
what
saying I want to
possible
watch it. I'm
stunt-
saying that if people want to be up, I'm saying that that's a consent issue again.
What possible stunt could you want to see in a movie that would require a dead body to perform it with enough graphic reality?
How about
it's-
someone falling out of an airplane and hitting the ground?
No, thank you,
Why do
Jenny.
you want to see them hit the ground?
I don't.
No, I don't.
On any level. I do not.
I don't want to watch it. I think it'd be pretty. Ugh.
And,
Yes.
and I've seen
But
pictures
someone
of that.
might-
And you don't want to see it.
No,
You do not want to see it.
that's just such
Think
a
of-
weird
think
for the
of-
sake of
think of the
argument.
concept of
Badger, you know I
liquefaction.
love you, but that's so weird.
This is the point I'm making. I don't want to watch any of it. I'd rather it didn't happen. But I think.
Wait,
it's
I'm
a
just-
consent issue.
I have to read the private chat. Stool says,
Okay.
they've been doing an announcement on the radio for ages. I don't want to donate my willy. To which Manda says, nobody wants your dick stool. To which Kaz responds, you don't feel someone else would get some decent use out of it?
Likely no.
Go ahead, say what Stool said to me.
They were sort of, bitch. At which point he now said, screw you all, I'm going to donate my dick to science.
How are you going to screw you all if you do that?
Very good.
So, speaking of donating dicks to science, I think male rapists should have their dicks cut off. So then we can
Beth,
donate
unmute
those
yourself.
to people who need a new dick. That's what we should do with that. It'll help
Have
people.
we perfected the penis
Or
transplant?
guys.
We've had
Is that
someone
even a
have
thing?
one. We've had someone have
Okay.
one.
Well,
I didn't know.
they do penal reattachment.
Okay.
But
Well,
you're
transplant-
right.
Yes,
Yeah, I did know that.
I have heard of penal transplant. But
Oh
you're
man,
gonna
now
be
I'm gonna
on
have the song.
Detachable
cyclosporins and stuff like that for the rest of your life.
Yes.
They do uterine
I'm sorry,
transplant as
Jenny.
well.
Right.
Oh my god, you guys.
Oh,
How did this happen?
See, I'm not on board with that one.
which one?
The penis transplant one.
You're not on board.
No.
What you want? You don't want yours transplanted? What's wrong with it?
Because
No, I'm not. I don't want mine transplanted. I don't want rapists.
I mean, have you
transplanted.
seen a badger penis? I'm just saying.
I'm not on board with that as a pun.
Julie, you roboted.
No, sorry, honey.
Right at the point, a profound point.
Because
No.
Nope.
Okay, so
Oh no,
Can't hear a word, Julie.
we'll never get to
Absolutely
hear the
zero.
response.
Dave, kick her
with
into
that,
the
I
basement,
would
bring her back
say that I
in.
don't think women should have anything.
Well,
to
she
do
needs to
with
if to stop
Well,
it, she needs to
because it's
refresh
a-
the browser.
it
Oh,
She's still going.
Well, she can't hear us either when
falls-
she's roboting.
is under the
There
purview
we
of
go.
cruel and unusual punishment, and then also
So, what are we doing? Just wait.
the other problem with
It seems rude to
Is-
interrupt.
that it doesn't matter. Like
I know, but
Okay. Bye.
there we go. Okay. Sorry, Julie. We'll miss you.
Did my point come through? I don't think this is a decision that women should have anything to do with.
Why?
Because I don't think men should have anything to do with decisions about women's bodies.
True. But yes, they
I
do.
disagree. No, I
All
disagree.
fucking
I disagree in both
old white
directions.
men
I
Yes.
tell
just
us
don't
what
think
to
they
do
should
with
be.
our uteruses, and it's awesome. So
You back?
I'm back.
there you go.
Hi, I'm Beth. Nice to meet you back.
Oh. No, I was saying something very profound about cruel and unusual punishment, and also about how rapists will just find another implement to rape someone with anyway. Because we've
Well,
seen
there's the
that
other
with
thing.
people
Why
who've
would
done.
you want a transplanted
It was-
rape penis?
No, I'm just saying we've seen that with people who've gone through chemical castration and things like that. That they'll just use something else, and that's all I'm gonna say about it because that's horrible and gross. But
Yeah. I'm with you. On
like
that.
I feel you, Beth. Like in the rage level, I'm with you, but it would not really would help. I don't know what the answer is to that.
I can't.
I mean,
I kind of.
I don't
wanna
really
hear-
care if we transplant them. I just think rapists should have if they're proven beyond a doubt to be a rapist, they
Yes,
should
we
have their
need to
dicks cut
refresh
off. I'm
too.
just saying.
I don't. I'm not with you on that.
I am emotionally. I'm not logically nor practically.
That's the problem I've got. Right, I am for it on a theoretical level.
Dave, could you repeat what they said? I didn't hear anything out of either of them. I don't know what this
Julie,
argument's all about.
Julie thinks that it was talking about it being cruel and unusual punishment for rapists to have their dicks cut off.
Okay.
And
It's cruel and unusual punishment what they did to the rapee.
Yes, completely.
No,
agree.
I agree. I agree. I'm just saying it's in the
Eye for an eye. It's in the Bible.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think if that becomes sanctioned by society, that society's fucked.
I think
Well,
that. No,
I mean, people
again.
try to tell women what to do with their bodies. What's the difference?
No, I agree with you, but we also have to think about women who sexually assault other women or sexually assault children. Should they have their hands cut off? Like, where does it?
No, this is the
No,
problem.
you
problem
cut off
you've
their
got.
clit, they'll never get off again.
Oh, fuck's sake, no. No.
Yeah, I'm not
living in a
rolling that.
society where
Fucking
clitorectomies.
Dark.
Not doing it. Ugh.
Okay,
The
okay.
government
I
shouldn't
went
have
too far. I
anything
went
to do
too
with
far.
it.
Okay, let's
I think we should.
No, it's
What they
okay.
can and
I
cannot
get.
do with them.
The problem you've got,
I
right,
think we
with
should-
discussing... Wait, no, wait.
Oh,
The
dear.
problem you have got with discussing alternative forms of punishment. Okay, and it's one of these things that is not discussed, and how the hell we ended up here, I don't know. Is an awful lot of these things would be, to be quite honest, better than prison. And not because that prison is bad for society, but because prison is horrific to people's minds. Okay? So this is the problem. These are discussions I actually think are really important to have, because I am not convinced, based on everything I have read, that corporal punishment wouldn't be better than putting people in prison.
Okay.
And that could come in...
Define what you mean by corporal punishment.
Well, no, my point is I don't know. Okay, that's what I said. I'm not convinced that it's not better. I'm not making a suggestion that it definitely is. I have read the studies over and over again about the harm that prison does. Prison does not produce people that can function in society.
No, it does not.
Okay,
It's true.
it breaks people.
That being said, there are prisons in the world that are much better, and
Yes.
like places in like the Netherlands and Sweden who have recidivism rates of practically nil, to the point that in Sweden they had to close like half of their prisons because nobody was going back, because they were treated so well when they were in there. They were taught how to function and did well outside. You come to some place like America where it is fucking hell. It is literal hell for these people.
And not
And
only
you're
that,
right.
it
The
destroys
Swedish
the prisoners, it
It does
destroys the
nothing
guards.
for that at all.
I
could
we have
argue that
watched.
End up
Swedish
with
is
better
better
with
than
worse
American
people as they
schools.
come out.
Yeah.
No.
Say that again, Badger. Say that again, Badger.
I said, hang on, let me just check that I haven't cocked this whole process up. Yeah, there we go. I said you could argue that Swedish prisons are better than American schools.
Yes, I think you could make that case in lots of
buy that.
situations. Jeff says, alternative forms of punishment may not work on women. P.S. Tell Manda that Math Pig says buzz buzz. Why is he using Jeff as a relay? Oh, damn, we lost Julie.
So you'll read it?
Because he's not around, or he wasn't.
I think we really need to address Mr. Milkingstool's input that he wants his willy transplanted to his knee.
No. I asked him what kind of fucking kink is he into? It's weird. Nobody wants to get
Yeah,
knee fucked. No one. Yes, Jenny.
Are you
She's
wearing
saying-
a remote device?
I think it might be a more convenient urination location.
Yes. You notice how she doesn't say answer the question.
I'm sorry.
That's the idea, Jenny. But no, I'm not. Actually.
So,
Not at the moment.
just to clarify where I was going with that and why I had that thought
I
about
just want to mention,
like rapists is because
while I
one,
still have a few minutes,
it would keep them out of
but
prison.
Immediately
Yeah.
after this, and probably before it's over, I have to go to a therapy appointment.
Yeah, get moving.
And I'm really-
One, it would keep
and
them out
I
of
think I'm really
prison,
glad.
See, this is why we can't invite nice people.
This is- Go on, Beth.
It's a fact.
Sorry, Beth. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I didn't realize that she was still
Oh,
talking. So one, it would keep them out of prison, and two, I think it would be
you
therapeutic
guys.
for the person that was the victim.
Mm.
And three, they would be punished. So that's the
Yes.
only reason I went there with that.
Well, what
So
do you
let's get
do?
one
I mean,
more
I'm not
question
talking
before I
about-
gotta go.
What do you do to somebody who has mistaken identity or something? Someone who clearly didn't
Well,
do
see,
it, but they end up getting prosecuted.
I'm not talking about the
put it
guy
into
that,
storage.
like, he's 18, she's 17, they considered it rape. I'm talking about, like, offenders. Like,
Okay.
people who have been proven to multi-offend and they keep doing it. I'm not talking about some guy that got drunk one time and the girl was drunk and they called it rape. Like,
We are, I think,
Well,
stream
if
yards.
that's the case, there's as much argument that she raped him as he raped her.
What?
What, Badger?
In the case of both parties being drunk, there's as much argument that there's as much argument to be made for either of them as the rapist.
Well, I mean, I'm not a
Can
guy.
I,
I can't have an opinion of whether a guy can depending on what happens with the rape. But
Can we just not?
it's kind of like my
Can I
brother
just
said. We were
move on to a
discussing
different
that.
topic?
Can I
We were
address something
discussing that,
Sam
and
said in chat?
Yeah.
What?
About solving the problem with the Hippocratic Oath and having a minimum wage guard do it. Minimum wage, a guard is not subject to the Hippocratic Oath. In America, at least, as far like doctors will not put prisoners to death. You end up with pharmacists that do it, or sometimes nurses or whatever. But a doctor never does it because of the Hippocratic Oath. However, that does not apply to guards, so it wouldn't be an issue. The same.
Right. Absolutely.
I think I'm going to move on to the last question.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Damn it!
What?
Just fuck nothing. Go ahead.
Move on.
I have 22 minutes.
You have 22 minutes. The last question should be rather quick. I hope. Although I keep thinking, I thought that. Do you know what? I thought should organ donations could be compulsory would be relatively quick.
Not in this crowd, buddy.
No.
Right. Question
What happened to
500. She's struggling to get back in.
Come back, Julie.
Come to the light, Carol Ann.
Right, sorry. Question 580. Would you rather be able to speak to animals or every language in the world?
Every language in the
Oh,
world.
every language in the world.
So you just want
Animals
to be able
don't have, like, they
Okay,
wouldn't
I'm
have the
outta here.
same
We'll talk to you
language
later.
development as us. So it would just be like food, 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 sleep, food. Like, there's no fucking point to that. So, and I would like to, I know a few languages and not as fluent as I would like, but I think it would be great to just know them all.
Would that include minor languages? Aboriginal
Yes.
languages?
Yes. All
Yeah, I
languages in
think
the
that
world.
would be very cool. I think that would be very, very cool.
Even Scouse.
I'm in awe and jealous of bilingual people, and also the opportunity of having mastery of a couple hundred languages would just be beautiful.
Yeah.
Can we have like one person who does one and one person who does the other? like Manda, you said the languages, didn't you?
Yeah.
You do the languages and I'll do the animals. We'll like team up.
Okay. Sounds good.
Because while I agree that most non-human animals don't have like a lot to say, certain ones probably do, like dolphins or octopi or gorillas or something like that.
The butterfly lives a day and thinks it's forever.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Amanda says
I
if you
stole it. I don't remember from who, but I stole that.
Mr. Manda says if you listen to the squirrels, we'd have to change reality.
Squirrels? Squirrel?
Yeah, squirrels are evil. They're plotting.
Wasn't that a Rick and Morty thing?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'd all be walking around saying, "I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut."
Jeff said some complete
Now the
gibberish I don't
fucking
understand.
song is gonna be in my head too. Why do you keep doing this to me?
You're
Oh,
welcome,
Mr.
my
Easy.
dear.
It's just occurred to me.
What?
IQ's just pointed out
Oh,
he
God,
can
it's
already
stuck in
talk
my
to.
head.
He can already talk to all the animals.
Oh.
I need to keep rephrasing these questions. That one was a cut and paste.
No, we knew what you meant.
I know. So all of you want to speak every language. No, Beth's gone.
I said animals.
Yeah, but you only said that so that as long as someone else took the other one.
Oh, fuck it then. I'll
You're
pick
just-
animals.
you're
I want to hear what an octopus has to say.
You want to hear what an octopus has to say?
See,
Yeah.
now, would that even count? Because they're not from Earth, so would we know their language?
Although I think a lot of it would probably be like, where the fuck are my arms?
Oh,
'Cause
then
the
asking you.
octopus has a central brain and then separate brains for its tentacles. So I think a lot of it would be like, oh shit, I forgot I put that arm on.
Beth.
Yes.
Is it too early to be really, really stoned?
She's still stoned
Oh,
from
no.
last night. Don't you get it?
We're
And
all
it's
over that
never
now.
too early to be
Anyways.
really, really stoned.
Lots of coffee. Just have to pee now. I'm fine.
Last
Anyway,
night,
so,
last night, as if she went to bed.
Yeah, so I think I would really prefer to speak. I mean, who wouldn't want to speak other languages? Are we on a different question yet? I wasn't paying attention.
The last question.
I thought that one.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I would love to, because I don't understand what people are saying because I never gave a shit when I was younger, and now I don't know any other language. I know like 20 Spanish words, and half of them are cuss words, but I don't. Yeah, I would love to know some other languages. And it'd be really cool to be able to travel around the world, and you could like translate anywhere for anyone. You'd be a hot commodity.
It's just, you think you'll get laid more?
No, I wasn't talking about. Well, yeah, but I wasn't talking about sex. Of course I would. I'd be traveling the world. I mean, you know, could do that now if I traveled. But anyways, not the point.
So everyone
You know
apart from
what? It's always the point, Beth.
It's always the point.
Full of shit, exaggerating. Anyways,
I'd like to have a chat with the magpies.
that's always the point. Well,
you want to have a chat with the magpies.
Yes.
Why?
I think they're interesting.
They're carbon. They're worth talking to.
I think they'd have a lot to say.
Ask them why there are so many superstitions about them.
I think that's deliberate.
You think that's deliberate? I mean, they've done that.
I think they've deliberately encouraged such things,
Fair enough.
especially magpies.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think magpies realised that they normally show up in pairs, and when they don't, people get uncomfortable, so they started messing with people.
Interesting.
Fair enough. I mean, we know why the ravens are talking all the time. What the ravens are saying. And I've forgotten.
Ravens
Damn
are
it.
the most intelligent bird on the planet. Hands down.
Not Manda.
I'm not a bird.
Do you not have that? Do you not have? Oh, do you not have that?
Have what?
Oh, it was an '80s thing in the
Why?
UK. You called women birds.
No. And I've heard that, but not in America. No.
Oh. I can't. The worst thing is, it's one of those words I literally could never see myself using.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird.
Yeah, I've never understood that really.
I find it as a very odd word.
I think it's
To-
because
to-
of the
to
birds and the
call-
bees, but you never go around calling men bees. You alright, me bee?
Well, I mean, we were dolls in like the 50s. So
See, I don't know where it
which
came
is
from.
worse. What, Dave?
I'm trying to think where I know it, where it's come from. And
Bird?
I absolutely know. Yeah.
because women were
You
considered
fucking
small
British
and
are
frail.
weird.
Small and frail. You met some of the birds? I mean, you've got a fucking eagle on your thing. That's not small and frail. Fucking
Their
lethal.
bones are still hollow. Just saying. That's fucking frail.
Right.
Have you seen an eagle like fucking just flying up to a mountain goat and dragging it down a mountain?
Exactly.
Well, small
What
ones.
happens all the time in the city?
Yeah.
Because I've fucking been looking at that, and eagles are not fucking. They're not frail. They'll crush your bloody skull with their feet. Well, not human.
I know. That's
adult-sized
one reason
skulls.
I like them. No.
Not human
That's not why I
adult
like
sized
them.
skulls, maybe, but if you increase
No.
the eagle size of it, they give it a bloody go.
Did you see the recent video going around of the monkey trying to steal a toddler?
Yes,
Yeah.
isn't that shocking?
Nah.
Trying to steal what?
A toddler.
A toddler.
There's a toddler sat on a bench.
Small
And
human.
this small
a
monkey.
toddler. You guys said it at the same time and it made it worse again. A small wee one.
Yes, but the monkey wasn't. Well, the
One,
monkey
yeah.
was smaller. The monkey runs up, grabs it by the hand, grabs it by the foot or the hand, and then drags it off.
Yeah. Okay.
It's very upsetting if you watch it. It's
Mm.
it's
Yeah,
just
but there
like-
was
it's
also
like
the
stuff of
video
science fiction.
of the toddler that fell in the orangutan pit, and the orangutan saved it. So
Mm.
it depends on the
Yes.
animal, I guess.
That was an ape. This was a monkey.
I think
Yeah,
there's a strong.
I know
think
there's a that's why I said there. It depends on the animal.
I think there's a strong
the
argument
difference.
to be made that some of the higher primates should be classed as people.
There is definitely, well, let's put it this way. There is definitely a problem with classifying as to exactly what a human is.
I'll be
The
right
Anyway.
back.
taxonomic split between apes and humans is a lot earlier than the split between apes and monkeys. So we're actually closer to apes than apes are to monkeys.
But the point is no, I'm not going to go down that route. There are questions to be had. I'm not doing them now. Right, we're going. I'm going to say thank you very much. I'm going to say thank you very much to
No
Julie
deal.
first, even though she's not here. Thank you. I'm going to say thank you to
Aw.
Badger, to Beth, to Amanda,
Woo!
to Jenny, and just to annoy him, I'm going to say thank you to Stool, who is down there for some reason, because he's been in the back. Oh, he's broken.
And his knee willy?
Yeah.
You gate.
People can't see you, but they can hear you.
You shouldn't do that without warning. I could have been doing anything.
Exactly.
Good grief. It's a
Right.
good job I've got that little bit of tape over the camera.
Why are you doing that? Over there, over there, over there.
What the fuck are you doing, Dave?
I was trying to get
I don't know. I'm getting seasick.
I've broken my script.
Oh, now Amanda's on top of me.
That'll do. You're all there.
Doesn't matter.
You had a script?
A script that lets me move people around.
Oh, I thought you meant a script.
No. Does anybody have anything interesting on this evening?
I'm going to
I
read
have
my
something
other-
interesting at noon Mountain Time.
Do you? What's that?
I do. Mr. Shadow Kitty and I will be talking to Doc Fearsome today at noon Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Central. 2 p.m. Eastern.
Why?
Because it's fun.
Oh, we're not going on. Honey, if you don't know, you'll have to just go look at my channel.
Sorry, I was kidding.
Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, and
Okay, tell me before I break
be
away
doing-
and go to my therapy appointment. Do I look nuts, or do you think I'll be
Yes,
able
you
to
look
get away
nuts.
with it again? Oh crap! Well, then I might not be back right away,
I don't go to see therapist because I always look that.
unless they have Wi-Fi at the place.
Right. Amanda, do you have anything?
You know what I'm doing today, so
Oh yeah. So nothing important. Absolutely nothing important. Right.
We're not talking about it. Nope, everything's gonna be
Okay.
fine, and we'll see you around 5 p.m. tonight.
Badger, you have absolutely nothing, do you?
Well, at some point later in the week, I am having a conversation with God. And,
Yeah, nothing apparently.
And what pills do you
Excuse me.
take to do that?
oh, you know, grumpy old dude.
Yes.
I take.
Oh yeah.
And, I have some more nature videos coming out soon.
Excellent. Right, and also I have got this evening at 10 p.m. UK, Lucy Luxor speed special, who will answer the first 100 questions that we have, that all these poor saps here have answered already, and she thinks she can do them a lot quicker than you. She thinks you're all pedants and spend far too much time debating the question.
This
Who
is
the hell
true.
is this?
Lucy Luxor.
Definitely gonna check that out. I want to see that.
I think I'm gonna get beaten up.
Wait a minute.
Probably.
Who's saying this about us?
Lucy Luxor.
Oh, all right. Well, I hear she's cute, so she can say what she wants. I've never met her, so can't say.
You meet
But
her
I,
this
listen,
evening.
I have to go.
That's okay. Well,
I'm
everyone's
gonna get
going. Just say bye.
black marks against me.
I can say
Bye.
bye to everyone, and thank
Bye,
you for
everybody.
coming.
Bye.
I'll
Peace.
take my meds.